Welcome to a short rundown of the Hunt for Europe 2 platform. I'm René, I'm the CTO of LucasXR, and today with me are our programmer Stefan. Hello, Stefan.
Hello.
And our other programmer David. Hello, David. What we're presented with here is the main menu, and from here you have various options. You can go into the game, you can create a room, or you can play a tutorial if you're not too familiar with games at all. There's also the model selector, where you can choose a character to play, so I can quickly show that off. We have some models right now to choose from. We might have more in the release version, but I'm happy playing with this guy, so I'll just go with him. Let's pretend I'm not used to playing games, so I want to do a small tutorial. So in here I'll learn how to navigate through the game and all its features. So if I start the tutorial, the first thing I'll be prompted to do is I'll be taught how to look around with the mouse. So now I'm using my mouse to look around and look behind me. And above me. The next thing I'll be doing is walking around, and I'll be presented with a quest list. So I'll just walk to where I'm pointing. You can also run it, that sort of thing. Yeah. And now the next area is open, and I'll be presented with a lot more tasks that will teach me how to navigate through the game. So I'll just press escape and I will leave the tutorial because that is not why we're here today. Okay, so today we're going to go into the lobby where you can find strangers to play with. You can also create a room if you want to, but then you have to know somebody that you want to play with, and they have to know what your exact room name is called. So I'm going to go into the lobby today. And here we go, and hopefully I should meet with some familiar faces. Ah, there's somebody. Hello? Hi.
Hello.
Oh, so that's David. Maybe we'll find Stefan somewhere as well.
I should be right here. Hello.
Oh, hello. So now we're actually in a rendition of the EU Parliament, which we've chosen as our kind of hub area. And from here you can go to the different languages you want to learn. What you do is you go into a portal, and that will prompt a room. And I'll quickly just go over what these will contain, or does contain. The first one is Spanish, as the flags might reveal. In the Spanish scene, you will go learn Spanish in the city of Valladolid, where you'll look for the cultural person, Isabel I. And here you'll be seeking out various clues about Christopher Columbus and ordering food at a cafe and other trivial stuff that will enhance your Spanish skills. Next up, we have the Italian partners. Here you'll learn Italian in the city of Turin. Turin has a lot to offer, both culturally and also secretly. This level contains some landmark locations in the city, as well as some underground tunnels, which we have filled with puzzles and other secret things you might enjoy finding. Next up is the Greek. They're from the small island of the Syros, where the game here also takes place. In Syros, you'll be looking for a mentor to the philosopher Pythagoras, mathematician Pythagoras actually, and it is the philosopher Thucydides who lived here, and he lived in a cave. And the cave is also a key location in this game. You'll actually have quite a long hike out there. But in order to find this location, you will have to look for clues around the town, and also hone your Greek skills in that process. Next up, to learn English, you will go to Ireland, and we have partnered up with a university which is on the western coast, far western coast of Ireland, in the town of Tralee. This is actually also a two-part scenario because it not only takes place in Tralee but also the small coastal town of Fenit. And in Fenit there is a statue of a Saint Brendan, to be more specific, who is said to be responsible for a lot of cartography around the Irish coast. So here you'll be learning English and a little bit of Irish culture as well. Next up is the German language. This is a collaboration between Germany and Austria. The game takes place in the Austrian capital of Vienna. And the cultural figure you'll be looking for here is Beethoven. And that will of course reflect in what you'll be doing, but also the locations you'll be visiting, which at least some of them has a tie to the music industry. And last is Danish, which is based in the city of Vejle. And this is due to where we had an office location once, so it was easy for us to make a rendition of Vejle because we basically commuted here every day. And the cultural figure you'll be looking for in Vejle will be Harald Bluetooth, a former king, a very, very former king of Denmark. This is also a two-part scenario because not only will you be going to Vejle, you'll also be going to Jelling, which houses the UNESCO heritage site that contains the runestones in Jelling. And what's special about these runestones is actually it is the first time in history you see the word Denmark written. So it is also called the birthplace of Denmark. So enough for introductions. I think me and Stefan will go and try our luck with some German. So what I can do here is I can press E, and now you can see there are some open rooms here. David has a room. I can join. I can also create my own. I can just call it Learn German. I can create it, and then I can see if anybody wants to play with me. If I say, okay, I didn't want to learn German after all, I can just delete the room. I'll be back to the interface. If I join David's room, he'll be able to start the game. If I don't want to join with David, I can just leave again. So what I can do is I can create my own room, or I could actually join Stefan's. I'll just tag along with Stefan for now. So I'll wait and see if he starts the game. He accepts. So we've arrived to the city of Vienna, which is also say in this small briefing that we get in each level start. So we have an appointment with the director of the Vienna Concert House. It might be a good idea to get a map of the city. Okay, so I'll close this down, and now we're actually inside the game. We can look around, and it should be a pretty close rendition to what the Viennese central station looks like. So top left corner, we have our objectives. Right now it just says find Maria. The city's pretty big, so I'm guessing she's a bit over here. But if I happen to be a bit lost, I can always look downwards, and I'll have what we call the navigation ring under my character. And if I start moving away, it will always be pointing to where I'm supposed to go. So if I start following the arrow, it'll point me in the direction of this character over here. And thankfully her name is Maria. So we can go over here, and we can press E. That will start a dialogue with this character.
Alright, now we have started the dialogue, and as you can see, I am player 1, so I get to respond first this time. At the start of a dialogue, you have the options to greet the NPC or the person you're talking to with a cultural action. So in this case, I can shake hands with Maria to introduce myself. After that, I can now verbally interact with the game. So I have this microphone, which is green right now. Then I can press it and then say something. So in this case, I will say hello. Hello. And as you can see, this transcript shows you what the game recognized that I said, and it's recognized hello. Now I'll try again. Hello, Maria. And as you can see here, it also recognized that I said hello, Maria, but this time it's red. This means that it did recognize what I said, but it was not one of the options for this specific dialogue that I needed to answer to continue. So because I failed this, now I get a list of correct responses, so to say, for this dialogue. I cannot click on them, I can only see them, so I can try and say this. Danke. And as you can see, because I still didn't get it right, these now turn white, so now I can actually click on them if I get stuck, and I cannot progress through the recognition. But I can just try one more time. Danke. Good. And now it moves on to player 2.
Yeah, so now it's my turn to progress in the dialogue, and also I have the cultural interactions, so for good measures I will also shake Maria's hand. And just like Stefan, I'll start my conversation saying, hello. Then I could say something like, ja. And then the dialogue continues at this table where we could order food and drinks. And this is basically the entire structure of the game. So we'll be presented with dialogues which we have to progress through, and each time you can see up in my objective screen, Greet Maria has now turned green because we have completed this objective. And the next one would be order hot chocolate with cream. I don't think we're going to go through the entire dialogue. Some of them are a bit long because they are the focus of the game. What I will show is the second part of the game, the puzzles. So Stefan, maybe you could take the lead on this,
Yep.
or at least activate it. There we go.
All right.
So like any TV chef, we've cheated a little bit, and now solve the puzzle is our active objective. And we know it's going to be going on down in the subway. If you're playing the game, you'll have some hints during the conversation that will lead you to this moment. So if I just follow Stefan down here. So what we need to do is to figure out what we need to be solving down here. We can see there's some posters on the wall and there's some numbers. Okay, so if I go close to this number, it has the option to click it. It also has a picture of Beethoven next to it. So maybe Stefan, you should look for a number with a picture of Beethoven next to it.
Yeah, I'm looking. Oh, I found one.
Oh, okay.
Let's try and click this. 3,
Okay.
2, 1.
Click. Oh, and we opened the secret passage. So I guess it's time to explore further. Yeah, okay. Right behind you. Oh, so not only do we get a creepy bust of Beethoven's face, but we also get a coin that's hovering here. So you move close to it. I can press E to pick it up. and this coin is now in my inventory. Each level will have a coin like this, and what you'll use them for I won't spoil here, but they are important for the very end of the game. So I can rotate it around if I click on it and hold my mouse button, so I can look at some of the features it has. You can see it has an indent of a character, but that's also part of the endgame puzzle, so I won't go into detail with this. So in the top right corner you can see I can press I to close the inventory, and then I will get my debriefing. Then you can see all the quests that we completed during this gameplay, and you can see the social interactions. So I shook hands with Maria, so that's good. Now I have two options. I can go back to the main menu where we started, or I can play the next scene. I can see 1 out of 2 players want to play the next one, so Stefan is eager to go. We also have a small recommendation for taking our e-learning courses, part 2, before continuing to the next level, and a link that will take you directly to the e-learning. And that is because the e-learning platform and this game are intertwined in a way that the e-learning content is specifically targeted to the game. So some of the dialogue options you have are actually reflected in the e-learning material. And that is why we look for specific answers and why we have these very specific dialogues. So what I'll do, I can accommodate Stefan's request and press next scene, and I'll be briefed to what I need to do in scene 2. We won't do scene 2 now, but this is just to give you all an idea of what the game is all about and how it plays. So I hope you've enjoyed the small presentation, and I hope you'll enjoy playing the game as much as we did developing it. So I guess all that's left to say is goodbye. Bye bye.